just had a nightmare. I had to move back to the UK. This is the UK. And this is Australia. Nightmare is over. So why did that scare me? Did you notice something about those videos? The UK was claustrophobic. It is so cramped. There's so many people for so little space. It feels like everyone is just on top of you. Wherever you go, to the petrol station or to the grocery store, there's just a swarm of ants patrolling the roads. If you're driving to work, there's so many people on the way. There's traffic everywhere. There's traffic at night at 8 p.m, 9 p.m, just going to the high street. Why? Why does it feel like wherever you go at any time of the day, it's so cramped? I hate it. I want to go to a place where when you go outside, there's not that many people, and the people that are there are smiling and happier. That's my biggest hate about the UK. Everything felt so close, so tight. The good things you do, everyone could see. The bad things you done, everyone could see. There wasn't any escaping. Even when I went to places like the Lake District or Scotland or North England, there were so many people there as well. I went there to think that I was escaping from the life in London, south of England, but still, there was thousands of people there. You couldn't get away. If you wanted a hidden corner somewhere in the UK, you couldn't find one. This one might be a bit controversial, but the UK is boring. Everything that you have to do has to be done indoors. You go to the local pub, it's indoors. You go to the local activity, it's indoors. You go to an event, it's indoors. There's barely anything that you can do regularly which happens outdoors, except football. We all love that, but apart from that, what can you do outside which is truly fun on the regular? This stems from the bad weather. Because it's always raining, or it's cloudy, or it's windy, there isn't any company that wants to create an activity outdoors which is reliable. You go to other countries, they have go-karting, which is outdoors. There's maybe 1 or 2 places in the UK where go-karting is actually outdoors, and even that, it's always wet, and they don't let you go because of safety reasons. That's why, in my opinion, everything in the UK is so boring. Everything has to happen indoors. You don't get to see the sunlight as much. Don't get me wrong, the UK has some of the most fun activities like VR, interactive bowling, darts, indoor leisure centres around the world, but they're still indoors. You want to go outside, go on the beach, do an activity, paragliding, parasailing, go jet skiing. You want to rollerblade outdoors. You want to go boxing in an outdoor gym. You want to do things outdoor in the big wide open. For that, I'm ready to sacrifice the 10 out of 10 activity level of the UK for a more fun and complete experience somewhere else. You might not be a dodgy person, neither am I, but doesn't it feel like whenever you're going anywhere, you always feel like you're under surveillance? There's cameras everywhere. The police is always watching. There isn't anywhere you can go and you completely feel like you can do what you want without getting £100 fine. You park down the road for 5 minutes on the high street, you've got a parking ticket. You go 2 miles per hour or 3 miles per hour over the speed limit, the police van has caught you, or you've been flashed. It always feels like in the UK, they're out to get you. In Australia, it doesn't feel like that. If you speed on certain roads like the bridges or motorways, you're bound to get a ticket if you get caught. But in the UK, you're driving down a local residential road and a police van is parked up trying to catch you out. Everything in the UK has been designed to catch you out. It's been designed to make you miserable, feel bad about yourself, and lose money. We're all in a rush sometimes, but we know if we put our foot on the throttle, we're gonna get 3 points and a fine. So we can't do it. We can't explain to the police officer, hey, we're in a rush. This is why I was speeding a little bit. You're gonna get a ticket. They don't care. There's no humanity within the police officers. They work for the police organization, which instructs them to behave like robots. So when in 5 years, when they all lose their job to cameras, good, because they didn't give us the chance when we spoke to them nicely to let us off. Cameras aren't going to let you guys off either, but hey, at least it doesn't feel like you can talk to a camera and persuade them, right? But a human, we had the chance to convince them and they still wouldn't listen to us. So I'm done with the claustrophobic, under surveillance vibe of the UK. Money, 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 money. You have to pay money for everything in the UK. You go out, apart from eating and on drinks and stuff, tolls, parking, congestion charge, put money in a trolley, you have to put £1 in a trolley. What has the UK come to? Wherever you go, you have to pay so much money just because there's so many people around. If there weren't that many people around, there wouldn't be parking charges. You wouldn't have to pay parking because there's not that many people using the car park. But there's so many people that want to go and park, they have to start charging. You go on the local bridge, £10 toll charge. Why? Because they want to make your life miserable. They want you to go on the bridge because the alternative route is so sad. We've paid so much tax for this bridge to be constructed, and then you want to charge everyone who goes on the bridge £10 again? You want everyone who goes into the city to pay congestion charge, to enjoy themselves, to get away from their life? What is that? Tell me, explain. You might say that's to help traffic and congestion, so that the people who want to go there can pay to go there. That's right. But this all stems from that main problem, in my opinion. Everything is overpopulated, claustrophobic, and for that reason, they have to start charging money to use certain things. I hate it. I'm not sure if you've noticed already, but the UK is in a downhill trajectory. Everything has been going bad and worse since the mid-2000s. I think because of immigration, because of the cost of living, because of the impacts of Europe, everything has started to go downhill. Food isn't as good as it used to be. Cars are more expensive than they ever were. There's more people around, everything's more claustrophobic. The houses are smaller, fuel prices are higher, and in my opinion, the experience of life is much worse than it was. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, people would go out, they would still have a good time. But now, people have to think about how much money are they going to spend before they go out with their friends or family. What has life come to? Families are struggling to survive. The country is on a downhill trajectory. If you can't see that things are not getting better, that means they are getting worse. And then if you know they're getting worse and you're still stuck within the UK, you're the problem. You need to go to a country where you see prosperity. Could be Dubai, could be Australia where I am. It could be any other country around the world where you don't hear things are going downhill. The easiest thing you can do, go on their local newspaper online, Google Translate, see what's happening. What are you hearing? What kind of problems are you hearing? You'll find out if the country's on an upward trajectory or a downhill trajectory. And I'll tell you for a fact, the UK in 5 to 10 years will be one of the most miserable places to live in the world. So make the decision, guys. It's time to stop having nightmares about where you live and move to a better country.